So, this was originally supposed to be a day in the life, but as I went through the footage, I think I want to try to change that around a little bit. I wanted to try something a little different and make kind of a video diary just to get my thoughts out into the ether. So I hope you can excuse some of the kind of boring things I recorded. I think they're pretty neat, but I know that's not for everyone. It has been an interesting yet kind of mundane life coming up to this point in time. But the most interesting thing is that I've recently decided on what I want to do. For the past decade, I've been working steadily in a very specific field. And while there's nothing wrong with that field, I really thought I wouldn't have anything else. For a long time, I thought I had made it, and nothing was going to change. That it was going to be my place for the rest of my life. I had some other wants and dreams, but I really didn't have the confidence to go for what I wanted. My job was a much safer option, and I figured I would just grow out of any kind of misgivings I had about it. And then it happened. It was kind of a slow turn, which really peaked in early 2022. I'll be honest, it's kind of a long story, and I don't really think I have the time to tell it here. But it culminated in me leaving my secure job with nothing lined up. I know, tale as old as time, especially post-pandemic. But I'm not lying when I say the experience taught me some valuable life lessons. The most important being that life is too short, and choosing yourself is not being selfish. And I know that's something that's been said throughout the history of forever, but it's so easy to kind of just sink into patterns. You get up, you go to work, you go home, you sleep. Rinse and repeat. And sometimes those patterns can be destructive when you're not happy. And believe me, I was not happy. Recently, I think I've realized I've been holding myself back for the sake of comfort, and that hurts me the most, which really isn't fair. And honestly, I'm kind of bummed that I waited this long to try to do things differently or even to experience life. Which is why I think that even starting late is better than never starting at all. I've also rediscovered the concept that no is a complete sentence, and I think I'm really excited to start using that in my daily life. It took me way too long to understand that it's okay to want things. It's okay to have desires that only focus on yourself. For a long time, I really just let other people dictate what I should and shouldn't be okay with. And because of my nature, I realized that a lot of people just think I agree with their mindset, which isn't always true. And in a world where black and white is the norm, I find myself wanting to stay gray with some things. So now, for my own sanity, I'm going to work to find the confidence to try the things that I want, to reach for my goals that I thought were out of my grasp for one reason or another. And I know that's going to be the harder route to go down, but I think that's okay. Life is already hard, but I don't think you experience things that are impossible to handle. And if things do feel impossible, shifting gears and changing your mind is a pretty valid option. So I have to keep that in mind. So, here's the advice and words of encouragement I wish I had listened to when I was younger, even if younger means earlier this year. You're going to be okay, because you're doing the best you can do. And if you're not doing the best you can do right now, it's never too late to start. Contrary to popular belief, life is full of second chances. If you mess up, we can start over at a point and try again. It took me some time to understand that in order to change my life, I have to want to change my life. I can't just wait and hope that things will work out. I consider myself an optimistic person, and I think things will work out in the end, but I have to choose to make those changes, or at least change my mindset towards life in general. Of course, I experience the hard times, and sometimes I even have my fights with depression, but I'm going to do my best to get to the other side and move forward as best I can. I owe it to myself to choose me and try, because life can be beautiful if we look around.